Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the practice log. Alright, well, it's another morning session. The sun has risen again. I guess that's just one of those things that you can always count on, so that's kind of nice. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Oh, here we are. And I gotta say, it is a miracle that I'm here right now, because I had what you would call a rough night, and, you know what that entails. Yeah, so I didn't want to get out of bed, but here we are. We're getting out of bed because Bach was calling me. It's a little bit later than usual. It's like 10 a.m., but it's okay. I don't have anything I have to do, except for practice. So, what that means is, we're gonna do everything the same. I think I'm gonna save the video for the end, because I feel like I'm not gonna retain anything I watch right now. I think I just need to get to the guitar, and I'm gonna sit in that piano bench until I feel good, and then once I'm feeling good, I'm gonna watch that video. Alright, well, is there anything else to talk about? Mainly focusing on the presto, the usual stuff. I feel like it's coming along. I've spent a lot of time getting comfortable with that second page. My nails need to be buffed. Whenever you have a rough night, you always get little nicks in your nails for some reason. You never know where they're from. Probably from like the pavement or something. I'll buff that out. You won't see that. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get to the practicing. I'll see you there. Alright, welcome back to the practice verse, everybody. I'm gonna get used to reality again. So I'm gonna work on scales, just to make sure my fingers aren't broken. I'll see you on the other side. Alright, I think I'm about done for this one, and I do feel a bit better. I've hydrated a little bit. I actually want to take this time to talk about drinking responsibly. I'm just kidding. What I do want to talk about is practicing slowly, because I've been noticing, like at least from my perspective, I feel like practicing slowly isn't talked about enough by professionals to the degree that it should be. Honestly, it's the most important thing you could ever do. And I've had some lessons recently with students, and a common question that I'll ask is, okay, I want you to play this as slow as you possibly can. Like, show me the slowest. And it always comes out to the first time, and it's like, okay. And then it just turns into the same thing again. Like, it can be hard when you're not used to it to actually slow down your pulse. Which, like, practicing slowly, it sounds boring in theory, right? Even if you're playing slowly, if you still have that internal pulse, it can actually still be quite stimulating, because the music is still being driven, and you're actually given an opportunity to bring out voices that you might not have even considered, just because you have so much time to think about it now. So I ask you today, when you're practicing, play your music as slow as you possibly can, and find how slow that is, and then maybe try to go slower than that. In the spirit of that, I'm going to be playing the second page of the presto. No repeat, just one time through. And I'm going to play it pretty slow. Not as slow as I can, because we don't have all day. And that's where I'm stopping it. So that was about the second page. I did a lot of slow practice on that, and then I just need to work out some fingerings for the last half a page, and then that is going to be it. So I think my strategy going forward for this, once I have the presto dizzy down, but not memorized, I'm going to move on to a new sonata to start learning, and that's what I'll work on at the start of the session, and then once I read through that for like 30 minutes or whatever, I'm going to go back to this and then just work on memorizing everything. And, yeah, that's kind of how we're going to proceed from here. Alright, well, I promised some Miriam Fried, so let's make our way to the computer, shall we? Okay, back to the Miriam Fried. Somebody corrected me a while ago that it's probably Miriam Fried. I've still been saying Fried, not because I don't care. I just read it and then I forget, and the episode starts and I'm just saying it. Same thing with Villa-Lobos. Somebody said Villa-Lobos, but I did ask my Hispanic father about that. He said I would pronounce that Villa. That could be a difference in whatever. I hear a lot of people say Villa-Lobos. I don't know, that just feels weird. Alright, let's see what we can glean from the Fried.
That when you go, you forgot the F. Go stay on the.
Forgot the F.
I mean, on the go on to the D. You see, this is a more melodic bass line here.
I feel like she plays violin like a pirate.
Right?
Right?
So really allow it to be more melodic.
Yeah, the advice we get on that one is make that part more melodic. Okay, I hope she gets more specific.
I think it's much better.
Really? It sounded the same to me.
Think that just one thing I would like to say. I have nothing against vibrato, but if you do a very wide vibrato, it gives you a fatter sound.
Yeah. Just, I didn't know we were making EDM music over here. I love that face Miriam's making too. She's like, make it fatter. That's gonna be a new meme on my channel. This is the make it fatter face. Make it a little fatter. Give it a fat sound.
Sound is not what we're looking for. Singing doesn't necessarily mean fat. Right? Rather than having this kind of sound, you know. Now
yeah, you know, because that's what you sounded like on the violin.
Your vibrato a little bit and allow the lightness of the bow stroke to be complemented by the vibrato, right? But the general idea is much better.
On guitar, you just kind of take what you can get. You have to work so hard just to get any vibrato. I feel like it's always like, yeah, just more vibrato. More if you can. So, I mean, I guess we can try applying some of what she's saying. Let me get out my music. Well, let me actually go to my channel. I'm waiting for sore hands to come up first when you Google it. It doesn't, though. I just get arthritis treatment videos. God dang, I don't even show up on the front page. One of my shorts comes up. That sucks. Yeah. The reason why I'm going on my page is so I can go to my Google Drive and look at all my music, because that's the only place I can find it right now, because it's lost in my computer or printed out. I mean, I don't know, I feel like I'm already trying to make it as melodic as I can.
This beginning here is not going to be the theme again. He's beginning to fragment. So what I want is for you not to say, oh, we're going to do this again, but rather do it with the same notes, but with different intentions. So now we're going to go a little bit more one thing to the other. So this...
Yeah. All right.
Example, when you play...
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. God, Miriam, you have to try. That's a good lesson right there. Don't be lazy, even if you're just playing a note casually. Try to make it sound good. I'm guilty of that, too, where I'll just, like, kind of piddle through something, like if I'm giving an example. But you should try to make it sound nice.
This F needs to be that kind of an F. So not a...
Not a... not a what?
But rather... keep the... and again... and then this D becomes a pedal D, and you do it
Yeah.
again and again and again, right?
That fat D holding it down.
You need to differentiate a little bit better when you start the team.
God, her violin being in that therapist chair is like freaking me out. I bet that bow costs like 10 grand too. Somebody could sit down on that. You gotta be careful.
The second time.
Oh yeah, PSA, never keep your guitar on the floor like how mine is right now. Always prop it up on something, because you'll much rather your guitar fall than be stepped on. What in tarnation?
Finished.
Finish.
You see, the reason why we almost don't hear the B flat is, do you know why?
Because you're not freaking playing it?
It's in the bow. That's right, in the bow. Why? What do you do?
You play it. You play it, dummy. That's what you do.
Slow down the bow almost to zero. So the bow doesn't move anymore. If it doesn't move, there's no sound. There's no miracles. You don't move the bow, there's no sound.
Don't expect a freaking miracle. What, you want there to be a B flat without moving the bow?
So make sure at least this much bow you use before you're already going somewhere else. So play out the last note before you move.
Play out.
Okay? The FF. You see, that's enough. I hear that you're interested in the F. And the minute I hear that, I pay attention. Why? Why is she interested? Because I want to know.
Yeah.
But if you don't tell me anything about the F, I will not hear it. You see, it just goes by then. A river of notes.
Yeah.
Oh, she's getting into the metaphor. She's starting to sound like me now. It's like a river. Like, imagine one of those notes is a piece of driftwood. And it's like, why is that important? Well,
And they just go and go and go. You have to differentiate. Okay, excellent, except this chord.
uh-oh. What's it gonna sound like? Oh, okay. She actually played it that time. That was good.
Nothing dissonant, but
Oh, that's a sick chord, too. Oh, my God.
not the same. So that this, right?
No,
So
play it the first
you
way.
need to tell me with your sound how the harmonies relate to one another. And there's a big difference. You were focusing very well on the F and on the G, but you didn't think about the harmony. Now you need to do
Yeah.
that as well. You know, I mean, this is one of the difficulties of violin playing. We can never think about one thing. At least two, because you have two hands. And then
Yeah, unlike the other instruments, where you only use one hand to play them.
that's minimum, but usually it's much more even. Create a hierarchy of which are the most important things to think about.
Yeah, and I'm gonna leave you with that to think about. Figure out your hierarchy. Figure out what's important to you. Your family, the F or the B flat. Okay, we're gonna end this. I'm just gonna go to the outro. I need to drink a bunch of water or something. All right, let's go to the outro. All right, that was a pretty fun one. Hey, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, you should subscribe and leave a like, all that stuff. Want some guitar lessons? I teach guitar lessons to YouTube viewers now, so check the description for all that. There you will find that. Oh, and of course, if you have a comment about anything, feel free to leave it and I'll answer it in the chair at some point. All right, well, I think that pretty much covers everything. So, I'll see you tonight.